Hey, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Now in today's video I'm going to be showing you around our second Explorer camper that we've just completed. And in my last video I walked around our very first Explorer package, which was an Ascot grey van, and the second one is also an Ascot grey van. We seem to be getting a lot of interest at the moment with Ascot grey vans. It is a really nice colour, so it's not really surprising, but this particular camper is a very nice spec. And I've said this many times before, but I really do think this is one of the nicest campers we've ever converted in terms of the actual look of the outside of the van, but also the interior spec that the customer's chosen. So we're actually going to be handing this camper over to the customer at the end of today, about 5 o'clock today. They're very local to us and they used our source and convert service. So I'm going to cut to the chase in this video. I'm going to show you a little bit of drone footage around the outside of the van so you can see it from a distance. And then I'm going to talk through all the details of this van, including the base vehicle and also the Explorer package. Because in my first video where I talked through the Explorer package, I was in a bit of a rush and I actually missed a few things out that I wanted to talk about. So in this video, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about the actual Explorer package itself, all the features that we've changed inside the van, everything you get in the package, on the external part of the van and also inside the van as well. And this is a really nice example of an Explorer van to show you. So make sure you hang around to the end of this video because I think you're going to like this camper and I'd love to get your feedback. So I'm going to jump outside now and I will see you there. Okay, so here we are. So what I want to do as usual is I'm going to walk around the van and just talk about the base vehicle itself and really just a little bit about how this van came about. So this is a VW T6.1, okay, it's on a 23 plate as you can see. It's just over a year old, so it's got about 2 years VW warranty on it. So we sourced this van for the customer, so they came to us and said they wanted an Ascot grey van. They wanted the Explorer package, and then we've worked really closely with them to choose all the colours and everything on the outside of the van and also on the inside. So this is a Highline model, it's also a tailgate. It's done just under 20,000 miles, so it's very low mileage, and as you can see it's an absolutely beautiful van. So in terms of the external spec, they've chosen some 20-inch Riviera alloys in bronze. Okay, so these are really nice alloys, and you may recall seeing these on a pure grey van that we did fairly recently. And these Riviera alloys are really good quality. We've started using Riviera exclusively now. These are the top end of the range in terms of Riviera, so they are a little bit more expensive. And if you can see on this back wheel, it's actually a bigger tyre on the back and it's actually a more concave wheel. So if I come around to this side a little bit, you can see it's a little bit more concave than the front wheel, and it looks really nice on the back end. This video doesn't really do it justice, but it's the first time we've used bronze wheels on a Ascot grey van, so do let us know what you think to that combination. We really like it. We usually put black wheels on Ascot grey vans. So you've got the sidebars on the sides there, which you get on both of our packages. And if I come round to the back of the van here, obviously it is a tailgate. We've colour coded the rear spoiler at the back there, like we do on all of our campers. Now we've also colour-coded the badges on this van, so I'm going to show you the front bumper in a minute. So this badge has now got a black edging and black VW lettering, and then we've matched the bronze in the middle there to match the wheels. So again, it doesn't really do it justice on video, but it's a really nice little touch. So I'll come around this side. Okay, so this has got the West Stubbs roof, so it's got the black scenic canvas and then the black roof top, and then obviously the sidebars on this side, and then you've got privacy glass windows all round. We are going to start fitting an opening window on both sides of the van. At the moment we're just fitting it over the kitchen area, but we are going to start in the near future actually having 2 opening windows, which will be just on the Explorer package. And then if we come around to the front here, this is the big difference to the Explorer package, which is this Leighton Vans bumper. So this is a completely new bumper. We've taken the standard bumper off and we've replaced it with the Leighton bumper and also the black grille, and then also the Leighton splitter underneath as well, which does actually lower the van slightly at the front. Even though we have lowered the van by 40mm, the front splitter and bumper does lower it slightly. We actually asked our subscribers and followers recently whether they preferred the standard bumper with the splitter on it or with this Leighton bumper. We had very mixed views on it. So we are considering possibly taking this bumper out of the Explorer package as standard and then just offering it as an add-on. So basically you have the choice of adding it into the package or not. If you decide not to have it in the package, then of course it will reduce the cost of the Explorer package. But it's not everyone's cup of tea. We are trying not to bling these vans up We don't want to turn them into boy racer vans, that's not the look we're going for. But I personally do think this front bumper does improve the front end of the van. And again, please do let us know. We do want to get the feedback on the bumper, really just to make a decision as to whether to keep it or not. So just let us know what you think in the comment section on YouTube. It's really, really helpful. So as you can see, this van is absolutely beautiful. I think it's a very, very good looking van in the Ascot grey with those bronze Riviera alloys. As I said, it's been lowered by 40mm, which does give it a slightly lower look, which does help to get into car parks and garages and things like that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just pop open the tailgate and just show you the back of the rib bed setup as well. Okay, so on the Explorer package you get a rib bed as standard. So on the Traveller you get most of the features that you get on the Explorer, but you get a rib bed on the Explorer rather than a rock and roll bed. So you do gain some space at the back, so you've got a boot space at the back of the van here, but you do lose that bit of space inside the front of the van. But if you do want to maximise space in your camper, we can fit a rail system so that we can actually slide that rib bed up and down the van on rails, which does make a huge difference because it does open up a huge amount of storage space when you push that bed right to the back of the passenger and the driver's seat. So that is an option, but that is an extra on top of the Explorer package. And then the new furniture comes flush right to the back of the van, which we think looks really, really nice and neat. You've got the cupboard back of the wardrobe here, which is a decent sized cupboard. It's a little bit bigger than the other cupboards on our old furniture. So that's a decent sized storage space. They're all push buttons, so they're on magnets, no handles, they're very, very easy to use. And then the bottom one here is another decent sized cupboard. I've got a few things in there. And then behind that partition there, it's just screwed in. That's where all the batteries and the inverters, everything goes in there. And I'm going to talk about all of that in a minute in terms of the electrical setup. So really nice and neat. This little thing here is for the shower point. So on the Explorer package you do get a shower point that attaches to that. It feeds off the water underneath the van, and then you get a little shower head here that you can use, and you can wash dogs and boots and things like that, and attach that to that water point there. And then underneath the van, that's where you attach a hose pipe to top up your water. So there's 60 litres of underslung water, so you've got plenty of water if you want to go wild camping, and you just fill it up there, and that little blue switch there, you just turn that and that empties the tank, so you just empty your water out of there. Really easy to use, and you can actually attach a jet washer on there. So if you want to wash something or wash your car even, you can actually attach your jet washer to that and use a jet wash. That's really, really handy as well. And then a big change that we've made, which a lot of people have asked for, so we've been listening to our customers, and we've made this change now. So we've actually removed the door panel, which used to go in the middle here. So there used to be a section door here in the middle, which you opened up to get into under the bed, and now we've turned this whole thing into a cupboard door now. So this whole thing lifts down, and this now gives you maximum access to the back of, or underneath the rib bed. So that's going to be the same on the rib beds as well as the rock and roll beds. It's that whole cupboard door now lifts up and pulls down, so you can access that under the bed much easier. And then you've got your jack just tucked away there at the back of the van, and then your spare wheel on all the transporters goes underneath the van. You'll see there's a little cage underneath, and that's where your spare wheel goes. And then we've also fitted rear speakers on this van. So on the Explorer you get the rear speakers fitted for surround sound, and then of course you get your van chaise blind on the back windows as well. And then as part of the Explorer and the Traveller package we do fit a universal awning rail, which runs down the passenger side of the van all the way along there, and that can be used with any awning and canopy, and drive-away awnings and things like that. It's a nice add-on to have, really handy to be able to have an awning when you're on the campsite. Okay, so that's it for the outside of the van. Let us know what you think to it. We'd love to know what you think to this particular combination of colours, and the feedback on the Explorer features as well. So I'll jump into the back now and I'll talk through all the colours and everything inside the van as well. Okay, here we are. So I'm going to stand back a little bit just to show you how beautiful this van is. We are really, really pleased with the interior of this van. We actually had a couple come and see us this morning to talk about our source and convert service, and we had this van here in the showroom to show them, and they absolutely loved this, and they're going to be moving forward with the van very soon, and they're going to choose this exact spec. So let us know your initial thoughts on this colour setup, and I'll just talk through it. So these are our new furniture units. So again, they're all push button on magnets, there's no handles, which I think looks really clean, really modern, and it looks much better in the flesh actually. This video doesn't really do it justice. So you've got the cutlery drawer underneath the gas burner there. You've got the Dometic fridge and freezer, which is a decent sized fridge. You can have either a black fridge or a silver one. With this particular setup, I think the silver is definitely the right choice. You've got the double gas burner in there, and then you've also got your cold water sink in there as well. and then that when you take the plug out, the water runs outside underneath the van. So unless you're using chemicals, you can just let that run through. Now the unit colour is cashmere. We've used this colour quite a lot. It's a popular colour, and it goes really well with lots of different upholstery colours. It's a very, very light beige colour, and it matches the Ascot van really well, as you can see. So it's a really, really nice coloured furniture. They've gone for the solid oak worktops, which works really well with the cashmere units. And then they've gone for the cappuccino blinds, which again are more or less spot on to the Ascot grey colour. If I just stand back, you can see that colour combination. So with the units, the cappuccino blinds and the Ascot van, I think it looks absolutely great. And then they've gone for the silver tambour door to match all the silver trim that runs down the sides of the cupboards. And then they've gone for a very, very light tan, sort of beige coloured upholstery, and again I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I think it might be taupe. But then they've gone for some very light brown VW logos and stitching, and this is the Bentley style. So you've either got the ribbed style or the Bentley style, and you can see both of those in the conversion spec brochure. And this is obviously, like I say, is the rib bed, and then the cupboard underneath the rib bed is the same as the rear. You just press that in the middle and you can access that right underneath the bed from the front here, and you've got a maximum access now. You've got that cupboard door opens fully up. So it's a really, really nice change that I think that we've made there. And then the flooring is called Savannah. So this is the first time we've used this colour. It's like a sandy colour, and it goes really well with the cashmere and with that upholstery. Really nice. It's got a little bit of a speckle in it, but really, really nice. And then also on the Explorer, we've now changed the seats and we've upgraded them to sport seats. So basically what we do is we put a piece of foam inside here, which gives it the curves, the wings on the side, also a little bit of a bucket around this area. And as you can see, if I go step back a bit, they look really, really nice. And this colour is so nice with the cashmere. And we've put a swivel on the driver and also on the passenger. And we did actually reduce the length of the worktop slightly, just so we can really put a swivel on the driver's seat. So you can't really have a swivel on the driver's seat if you've got a double passenger seat. There just isn't enough room to swivel it. But we did replace the double on this van. And we sourced a single and replaced it with a single. So I think this looks absolutely great in this colour upholstery with those sport seats. So let us know what you think to those sport seats. Would you like those, or would you just stick with the standard ones? Both are really nice, but I think I prefer the sport seats. And then with regard to electrics, I just want to talk through the electrics now, because we have made some changes here. So I'm just going to move this kettle out of the way. Okay, so with the electrical setup here, we've now replaced the sort of analog system with a digital display. So this is now a 7-inch digital display, and you can control all of your lights on here, as well as check your battery levels and also your water levels. You don't need to do this now on an analog setup. You can do all of this through a digital display. And then underneath there, you'll see there are two 240-volt sockets and then two USBs. So you've got the old style USB and then the new style USB. And then the little control unit next to that is the diesel heater. That's another digital display that does have an app that you can control. But we are going to be changing the configuration of that display and the electrical stuff in the vans moving forward. So where you see the 240-volt sockets and the USBs, that's going to be flipped landscape and will run underneath the digital display. And then the diesel heater control panel is going to go inside the wardrobe cupboard, out of the way, because you can control that through an app, so you don't actually need to have that display. But eventually, in the next sort of 3 to 4 months, we're being told, we're going to be able to integrate the diesel heater into the digital display, so that you'll be able to control the diesel heater through that display rather than having two separate displays. So we feel this really, really improves the overall usability and look of the electrical setup. The Explorer package has an upgraded lithium battery, so there's lithium on the van. It's got a solar panel on the roof, and then also an inverter. So if you choose the Explorer, you can wild camp. You've got the capability to plug in 240-volt things into the inverter using those sockets. That does have limitations, obviously, but you can plug in laptops and iPads and have 5 minutes of drying your hair and things like that off-grid without being hooked up at a campsite. So if you want to do wild camping, you're going to need the Explorer package with that upgraded electrical setup. And then on the roof of the van, we've got the solar panel as well, which is a nice slimline panel which fits on the roof and keeps the leisure battery topped up. Okay, so I think you'll agree that this interior is absolutely gorgeous. We really, really love it. It's a really good combination of colours, and I think with the rib bed and with the sports seats and everything else, it looks great. So please do let us know what you think to this particular colour combination. And I forgot to mention the splashback at the back there where the blind is a different colour. It's a light grey, so you can choose a different colour splashback to contrast with the actual units. There's about 6 or 7 colours you can choose from, and then you've got the light obviously running, the strip light running all the way along the kitchen area, and then you've got the spotlights on this side as well, and of course you've got the van chaise blinds on the back and also on this side of the van as well. If you are wanting a nearly new or even new van, we can source them from VW, and they normally come with this kind of spec. And we actually do have a brand new van with 9 miles on the clock that we've just bought, which is in pure grey, which has got a really good setup. It's a really good spec on the van, and you can find details of that on our website. Okay, so that's it for the walk around of this camper. I really hope you like it. Please do give us your feedback in the comment section and let us know what you think too. The Explorer package and also the colour combinations in this van, it's really helpful to get feedback. If you are in the market for a nearly new camper and you want to be able to choose all the colours and the extras and the package on the van, then our source and convert service is perfect for you. You can find details about our source and convert service on the homepage of our website, which is highlifecampers.co.uk. And you can also download our conversion spec brochure from the homepage of our website, and I'll put a link to it below on YouTube. We lay out all the details of our conversion packages in there, as well as the prices. So make sure you download that brochure. And if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that. I do share lots of information videos answering lots of questions that people have when they're going through the process of buying a VW camper, as well as all the walkarounds of the campers that we've completed and also the available base vehicles that we've got. And if you've got value from this video and you've enjoyed the content, please also consider hitting that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Speak soon.